All right, great to be back. It's a long time coming. We're at chapter 31 of Proverbs. I think we will get that done tonight. It's an exciting end proverb chapter, and it's a chapter that a lot of people know. In fact, I was walking through the house just a few minutes ago coming down here, and I said, we're on chapter 31 of Proverbs, and I've got three people in the other room who went, oh, the wife Proverbs.
Hmm.
So it was right away, it came out, they knew exactly what we're talking about. And this is frequently an asked for lesson in premarital counseling. When people talk about stuff that this comes up, it's on a lot of, at least I should say, part of this chapter is on little cards that get put, passed out. Some of this part of the chapter is not, and we'll be able to figure out which parts are not once we get going. So we will start ahead. It's chapter 31 of Proverbs. Now, I'll just start off by saying this is by Sayings of King Lemuel or Lamel. So again, this is thought by some scholars to be Solomon, but the writing is not like Solomon. So it's it for some theologians and historians say that's kind of Solomon worship in action, where the commentators just want it to be Solomon so bad that they're saying this is a pseudonym for Solomon. But the uh, the the criticism on writing, how the writing is taking place, not doesn't match Solomon. The word Lemuel is means belonging to God. So it could very well be like when we hear about Theophilus in the New Testament. It could be the same type of thing. The name meaning a connection to God. It doesn't have to be something super special. There's the thought this is a pagan person that has converted to Judaism, and so this is a name that the person has taken. But one thing that's really clear, we're going to hear in the first chapter. We're going to go. Let's just read from chapter from verse 1 to, man, let's go through 7. Yeah, verse 1 through verse 7. Who would like to read?
I'll do it.
Okay. Just sound
Yeah.
very excited about it.
Well, I pronounced it Lemuel, and that was my
Yeah,
father's name. So Lemuel is a little,
Lemuel. Very good.
seems a
Belonging to
little
God.
funny.
Your dad had a great name.
Yeah. The sayings of King Lemuel contain this message, which his mother taught him. O my son, O son of my womb, O son of my vows, do not waste your strength on women, on those who ruin kings. It is not for kings, O Lemuel, to guzzle wine. Rulers should not crave alcohol. For if they drink, they may forget the law and not give justice to the oppressed. Alcohol is for the dying, and wine for those in bitter distress. Let them drink to forget their poverty and remember their troubles no more.
Okay. So we got a couple things going on in the first bit. Who wants to start us off?
Well, it makes sense that if you're a king or whatever, that you shouldn't be drunk and make big mistakes.
Right, right. So, so we do now. I mean, as with all the proverbs, we have to stretch them, right? Stretch them
Hmm.
beyond the written intended recipient. So this, of course, isn't just about kings. It's all people. It's all men in this context. This is specifically about a man. So we're saying this is a bad thing to do because you lose your judgment. You drink, and anybody who's ever drank anything knows that it's true. We don't need to really belabor this point. I can tell you that in my experience with people coming to church for counseling, that there's so much of it is because of horrible things that have taken place on a weeknight of drinking, or a weekday of drinking, or a memory of something horrible that took place while drinking. And I hear the same thing over and over again, and that is, I never would have done it. I never would have been there. I never would have said it if I hadn't been drinking. So yeah, there's a good reason why prohibition was a good idea back in the 20s, and but it didn't stick. I mean, it went a little too far. But the lessons that they were trying to teach were good lessons. That alcohol can turn a good man into something else and a good woman into something else, and it's a very dangerous thing to get involved with. So yeah, she had a great advice for him. He's the king, right? So Don't do that because you can't serve justice. So how does that work within the context of the family? If you are a drunk, if you're drinking and you're trying to manage your home and your family, your wife, your children, you haven't got a way, you haven't got a clear mind to do it. You can't see the problem clearly. You can't understand what's happened clearly, and because of that, you wind up doing something horrible or terrible, or at least teaching a very bad lesson. Now, with that being said, I'm going to back up a little bit because what we need to remember while we're reading this entire chapter 31 is that this is from mom.
Yeah.
This is mom talking to her son. So everything that we're reading here is from the mother, a woman, to the son, the man, right? So it is from that point. So this beginning is important right here. She's saying, son, do not spend your strength on women, your vigor on those who ruin kings. Right. So this is both a commentary about women and a commentary about men, because saying, okay, there are women who are available to you, and as a king, as someone in power and authority, you will have the ability to meet those women. And if you do, it's going to be your ruin. It's going to destroy you. So then we have to expand that beyond the king, right? So what do we hear in the last chapter and the chapter before that? What we hear from Solomon. Solomon was always going on about the young man going down the street and being called by the woman. Of course, we know that the woman was a prostitute. She's calling after, looking for business. But what Solomon's saying is that the men are not equipped to resist it. The men are weak, and so Solomon is saying to his son, don't go near this business because you don't have the strength to say no. You don't have the strength to do it. And when you do this, it's going to put you into a horrible place in your life. And so therefore, um, find some strength and stay to yourself.
Put this on top of
So
there.
this is the advice again from the mom to the son, right? Mom saying to the boy, this is the truth. And again, it's the truth for everybody. Again, you can think about people in your own life, maybe that you've known. Certainly, this is the context of many books and stories and movies and things like this. This is the ruination of both men and women who succumb to their to carnal desires or physical desires and wind up ruining their own life. Doesn't matter about the other person. It's their life we're talking about. So this is a man or woman, makes no difference. That type of thing that happens, I know from having heard this so many times, the horror of this kind of event. So mom's going to be a little more strong about it as she goes. So who wants to read? We'll do. This is just the end of the beginning, so we'll say 8 and 9, two short little verses.
I'll take it.
Go.
Open thy mouth for the dumb in the cause of all such as are appointed to destruction. Open thy mouth, judge righteously, and plead the cause of the poor and needy.
Yep. So this is on the tail end of the alcohol, right? So he's saying alcohol. She's saying to her son, alcohol will cause you this problem, will distort your mind, distort your ability to meet her justice. And alcohol is used as an anodyne for those who are sick and those who are dying. You know, I think back on the Wild Wild West, you know, the Western movies where the guy's been shot and the town doc comes in with a blade and a bottle of whiskey and starts giving the guy the whiskey. So here,
thinking of gin.
you have 8 and 9 is the sober instruction. You know, saying it before that, if you're not sober, you can't do this, and you have to do this because you have authority. So speak up for those who can't speak for themselves, for the destitute. Speak up for and judge fairly, defend the rights of the poor and the needy. And probably one of the most important duties of the king is to care for the subjects, and not just the subjects that are rich and famous, but rather for the ones who cannot and need to be helped to be taken care of. So this incredibly important bit. Okay, now we're going into the epilogue, as mine says, the wife of noble character. So mom is going to talk to her son about what a woman of noble character looks like. This is the part that you find on those little cards. The quotes from here. That beginning part from mom is not really on those cards very much. It's this second part. So who would like to read? There's no way to read all this whole thing, but we'll break it up in pieces. It's one long, beautiful
It's an
lesson.
ABC
You're on mute.
So we'll say 10, Let's see.
We heard her. We heard her.
Oh, what?
Steve said
I
Carolee was on
said,
mute,
I
but
said
we did
Oh.
hear her.
it's an ABC poem.
Okay. What's that mean?
Aleph, a perfect wife who can find Beth, her husband's heart. Gimel, advantage and not hurt. Daleth, so it's ABCD. It's the Jewish alphabet, Hebrew alphabet.
Okay.
So I guess there are 21 letters.
I guess. Well, we'll start off with 10. Let's just go with 10, a wife of double character to, I don't know.
10 to 15.
Field buys it. Okay, so we'll do 10 through 15. Who would like to read?
I will.
Okay.
Aleph, a perfect wife, who can find her? She is far beyond the price of pearls. Beth, her husband's heart has confidence in her. From her, he will derive no little profit. Gimel, advantage and not hurt she brings him all the days of her life. Daleth, she is always busy with wool and with flax. She does her work with eagle hands. Hey, she is like a merchant vessel, bringing her food from far away. And Wah, she gets up while it is still dark, giving her household their food, giving orders to her serving girls. I would love to
Okay.
know. It's A is for, and there's a word that begins with A. And I don't know what the word is. And I don't know how
Now,
to find.
does anybody else have the citations that Carolee has?
ABCs.
No.
Yeah, we don't have that in ours at all. I know what you're talking about. I've seen that before, but it's not in any of the translations that I've got right here.
Right.
Is it Jerusalem?
Yeah. Yeah. But Jerusalem does, one of the things I like is it does pay attention to the literary forms. So there have been several of these that have been ABC format.
Well, is that Jerusalem Bible imposing it on the scripture? Is that a commentary mark, or is that something that was actually in the scripture?
Next to the verse numbers
Yeah.
is Aleph, Beth, Gimel, Daleth. And then there's the scripture.
Okay. Let me
So
see.
this is something, this Jerusalem Bible is cooperation with some Hebrew scholars and Catholic scholars.
My Bible has a comment that says this section is an acoustic poem extolling the virtues of a wife who exemplifies the principles of wisdom, both practically and spiritually. The sequence of virtues is governed more by the demands of the acoustic, and in parentheses, the first word in each verse beginning with the successive letters of the alphabet than by logic.
Let me see. What I'm trying to find out is if that was in the original text of
It doesn't really say, but it implies that it's a bullet point, a bulleted list.
was
Well, limericks, they don't say limerick. It's a literary form that it's well known. So there once was a man from Peru who dreamed he was eating a shoe. He woke up one night in a terrible fright and found that his dream had come true. They don't have to say, here's a limerick. That's the form.
No, I don't know that is it not a form, or is it just like a list of things like point A, point B, point C, point D?
I don't think so. I think this A is for apple.
yeah. Oh, I see why it sounds so. I understand now.
Huh?
Okay, so the reason why it sounded strange to me when you were doing it is because it's you're having to say the first letter, but in the
Right. I'm reading
actual
the first letter because
Yeah.
I think it's fun.
in the actual Hebrew, the first letter is the first letter of the word. So you're not saying, like, if the first word was apple, you wouldn't say a apple went was picked up by a thing. You just say apple. The next verse is the baby cried down the road. So you wouldn't say baby cried down the road. So in the original Hebrew, the first letter is the first word of the line. So we wouldn't even be saying the letter and then the first line. So that's why it sounded strange. I couldn't figure out but it's because our first lines don't match the first letter of the Hebrew alphabet.
No, but you won't understand the form if you don't know that that's what they're doing. It's a soup, but it's not a soup. It's an ABC poem. We just don't have the same ABC.
Right. Okay, that's great. So in this ABC poem, when we have verses 10 through 15, what's the focus of those 5 verses?
A wife should be industrious.
Sure.
It's not should be. It's she is.
Yes.
Oh, a good wife is industrious. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's like a merchant ship.
Right.
Brings her food from afar.
And verse 11. Her husband's heart has confidence her. From her he will derive no little profit. So he's letting her run with that because he's got it figured out.
Right. Yep.
Apparently, this one has a little help because in 15, mine says she gets up before dawn to prepare breakfast for her household and plan the day's work for her servant girls.
Right.
Can't do all this by yourself.
There's this idea that the Jewish women were at home minding the children in the house and never go anywhere. But you have all these examples of where they actually were quite out and about. For example, Deborah the judge. She was the judge of Israel. She was married and had a home and was the judge of Israel. And
yes, it's good. So I like the way that this is put. So it says that there's actually 2 sides of this, because if you think about the beginning of it, it sounds like that's all she's doing. That's her, that she is brings in food. She all day long, all the day of her life, she selects wool and flax. She works with eager hands. She likes the merchant ships. She brings in food from afar. She gets up while it's still dark. But it's not just her. She is doing the work, but she's also here. She's got servant girls. So she could be, if she's a rich person, she's got servant girls. She could be sitting back and having the servant girls do all this. She could be telling them, go do that, go do this, go to the other thing. But even though she has means and she has servant girls, she's actually intimately involved and taking responsibility for the life that she is fostering in her home.
Worse.
So it's wonderful that it's both parts of those. It's her investment and her management of everything that she's taking care of. All right, how about 16 through
20?
Yeah, 16 through 20.
I'll do it.
Cool.
She considers a field and buys it. From her profits, she plants a vineyard. She girds herself with strength and strengthens her arms. She perceives that her merchandise is good, and her lamp does not go out by night. She stretches out her hands to the
It's part of a spinning wheel.
Okay. And her hand holds the spindle. She extends her hand to the poor. Yes, she reaches out her hands to the needy.
Okay.
And this last one, this is Abigail and David. You know, he's wandering through and he and his army need food. She shows up in spite of her husband.
Anybody else have a favorite part of that one?
I guess, well, I guess this is saying that she's on top of it. She's on top of the management of the whole household.
Yeah,
The whole household and its I guess and its business.
yeah, yeah. It's she has complete authority. I mean, she's
She's
buying and
buying property.
yeah, she's buying and selling, and she's handling it all, which is great.
She
All right,
gets
how about
she gets up while it's dark, and at night her lamp does not go out.
yeah,
She's
very
very
industrious.
industrious. Yeah.
I was going to say very industrious. Yeah, absolutely. Very dedicated. All right, let's see. Let's see where's the next break. 21.
25.
How about 21 through 26?
I'll go.
Okay.
When it snows, she has no fear for her household, for all of them are clothed in scarlet. She makes coverings for her bed. She is clothed in fine linen and purple. Her husband is respected at the city gate, where he takes his seat among the elders of the land. She makes linen garments and sells them, and supplies the merchants with sashes. She is clothed with strength and dignity. She can laugh at the days to come. She speaks with wisdom, and faithful instruction is on her tongue.
There you go. Wonderful. So again, I love the imagery that we have. That obviously this is a very rich. She's very well off. The family's very well off, right? This comment about fine linen and purple. We all know purple was the most expensive color you could have. That's why it's saved for kings and the rich. So she's dressed in fine linen and purple. Her husband is respecting the gate. So she makes the garments herself, the sashes, and she sells them. She's clothed, and so she's really the all person. She's got it all. She has the authority to do these things, and she's doing them well. She has the dedication to do these things, and she's being thorough and faithful and loving. She's wise. She has the wisdom to make these things happen. She's not rich and then setting aside her time doing her own thing and then letting the servants do it. This is the whole package, I guess is the way we put it, right? As
How about
mom has got a lot of good stuff to say.
she can laugh at the days to come? What is that? She's not worried
Provisions.
about the future.
Yeah.
No, she's made provisions. She's taken care of the retirement she's set the retirement program up. She's got it all. You're not worried about the future. She's taking care of everything. Okay. How about 27 through 31? Who hasn't read yet?
I
Sue?
haven't read. Yeah.
There you
Oh.
go.
She watches the conduct of her household and eats not her food in idleness. Her children rise up and praise her. Her husband too extols her. Many are the women of proven worth, but you have excelled them all. Charm is deceptive and beauty fleeting. The woman who fears the Lord is to be praised. Give her a reward of her labors, and let her works praise her at the city gates.
There you go.
My 27 on mine just kills me. She carefully watches everything in her household and suffers nothing from laziness. Really? That went without saying.
My mother talked about who would she be? It's her mother's mother. She was a Mennonite woman of North Dakota, and had a boatload of kids. And what my mother knew was you could go talk to her and ask, where was kid number 7? She knew. She had jobs for all this dozen kids, and she knew where they were all supposed to be in her head. I mean, I couldn't keep track of 3, but and there's a farm, there's lots of things, but some people just have that organizational thing. Not me.
let's see.
Thank you.
So you notice, so when we started all this off, so a little while ago, I said that let's see, where's my first page here? Okay, so in the very first chapter, I said that the primer for all of Proverbs was fear of the Lord. So if we understand the positive and affirmative meaning of that phrase, fear of the Lord, which is that respect and that devotion, that awesome wonder, that being drawn to it. I've shared with you about the train station in Fredericksburg up the road I used to go to. It's not a station, it's a platform. It's just a wooden platform that's raised up on where the bridge is. And when the train comes along, it's not stopping like the freight trains. Scary. Oh my gosh, what a frightening experience, because they're literally 8 or 9 feet from you. You can't get farther back on the platform. But you can't get you can't look away. There's just an awesome wonder about this machine that's going by. You're afraid, but then you're taken in by it. This is that very positive and affirming fear of the Lord. It is a reality that God's wisdom and strength and power, the author of the universe, is all that. But then there's this draw to become, to learn more, to grow in our understanding, to grow in stature and wisdom and guidance. And here at the end, chapter 30, charm is deceptive and beauty is fleeting, but the woman who fears the Lord is to be praised. So this same, we begin where we ended, or we end where we began. It's that same line, the fear of the Lord, that runs through it. The fear of the Lord is what's making this woman, according to Mom. The fear of the Lord is that devotion, that awesome understanding of the relationship with God, and that the relationship with God is extending to the relationship with family and purpose and intention, and the outliving of the intention and purpose for life, as it's trying to be told to her son, and earlier in Proverbs. In fact, all of Proverbs is saying to the person who's learning the wisdom is the person who is looking to God and understanding that relationship. And the other things that are negative in Proverbs are the superfluous things, the things to be let go, the things to be set by. It's the focus on God. It's the focus on that relationship, which then leads into everything else. So we have this woman say she gets the reward that she has earned, and her works bring her praise in the city gate. That she has acted within the context of this relationship, which has led her into this very august and beautiful, absolutely beautiful description of who she is and how she lives her life. So, wonderful way to end Proverbs, to have this beautiful poem that we can listen to, and have. Now you might imagine what portions of this you find on those little cards. so many of these little snippets that come back. And the people that knew this in my kitchen, I was saying earlier, that's my Sophie, my daughter, of course, and Jenny immediately went, "Oh, that's that one." So wonderful that this is held up that way as that inspiration. And
I think it's also important to point out she can't do this unless her husband lets her.
Sure.
These men who think they have to control it all, they're never going to get any of this. Not a lick. And of course, the more they control, the less they get.
Yeah.
There's reading this junk about Charlie Kirk, and these guys think that they need to control all these inferior beings. Well, they're not going to get a wife like this because she can't.
Well, it'd be interesting if this is if we have the husband and the wife living within the context of that wisdom, that seeking after the wisdom of God, that fear of the Lord, then the relationship that they had would be held up this way. That the husband would be the husband that's intended to be, and the wife would be the wife that's intended to be. And that relationship would be working together to glorify God. So yeah, it's a good point, Carolee. If you either member of the family, the husband or the wife, turns away, then this whole system breaks down. If the husband doesn't honor the wife and the wife doesn't honor the husband, then it doesn't work either way. Both people are lost. So this is just the formula has to be maintained. Of course, this is the marriage service, right, in the church. This is why the promises from husband and wife are equal. They're the same. This is why we have the vows are the same, and the promises, the expression is the same. Both. You don't have a special one for the one and one for the other. Although that's very vogue, I think, in lately or in the years where you have husbands and wives that make up their own vows, and then they say them, which are quite beautiful. I've heard many of those that are really quite beautiful. But I also like the idea that the service that we use is equal. It holds up both the husband and the wife as equal partners in their life together. So yeah, it's a good point, Carolee. It's absolutely true. If you have one person that falls down on that, then it doesn't work. It just doesn't work.
There's that obey word.
Yes, love, honor, and
Yeah,
obey.
see, and she's not obeying.
Yeah.
She's not betraying, but
Yeah.
she's out there. Hey, look at that, Joe. She got there first.
Well, this is
he's
great.
At work somewhere. He's at work at the city gates.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, there's two means to that. That's a really important part. Let her works bring her praise at the city gate. So what are the works she's doing? It's not her at the city gate.
Oh, it's her husband.
It's her husband. So people see her husband and know that her husband's being taken care of, and so they praise the wife who's taking care of the husband. They're not giving him credit, they're giving her credit. So in the relationship, the relationship that's going on here, the idea here is that she is the one that's caring for everyone, that's making it possible for him to do whatever he's doing in the city gate. And so I remember, gosh, I can't remember what movie it was so long ago, but there was that time when it's that old phrase, right? Behind every famous man is how's it go? Behind every successful man, there is a, yeah. So that's the acknowledgement of this, that you've got the man who's doing what he's doing, but the reason he's able to do it successfully is because of the support that he's receiving from home.
The interesting thing too is this is a king. He's got plenty to do. His thing is not that stuff. And she's keeping the whole support system going so that he can not drink himself to a stupid blither and stand up for the poor, which she's supporting the poor. I think it's like, yeah, he's a person of power.
Yeah. I think about when I read stuff like this, I think about Pilate and that his wife was having the dreams and saying not to get involved with this thing with Jesus. Bad idea. That was, and he was deferring to her and saying yes. There's been, I can't remember which a version of it was, but there was this version where Pilate was depicted as a much more thoughtful, intentional husband. And his wife was coming to him upset, and he was consoling her and taking care of her. And she was saying, don't do these things. And he was saying, I won't. So he was listening to his wife and respecting what she said and was saying, I won't follow through this. I'll stop it. And that's what led the impression to the washing of the hands, saying, I'm not going to do this. I'm going to have it. So that picture is a little less caustic than if you take the wife out of it and make it just Pilate doing Pilate's thing, kind of this, cowardly guy who's sidestepping. His wife had a very important role to play in that. I think it's a little bit more honest as Pilate was somebody that life would have been different maybe if things, would have gone a different way for Pilate. And we make all these people out to be these horrible villains all the time, but oftentimes it's just a product of the environment, as we know in our own time. Yeah. Well, this has been
guys of Roman guys who had wives that they brought along and kind of had what do you think, honey, attitude about them, proactively getting their point of view to save themselves from stupid. And we only hear about drunken, debauched Nero.
right.
We don't hear about these other guys, which by the Nero probably had lead poisoning.
They wouldn't be surprised. That was
He was stupid and emotional.
a terrible thing that happened to a lot of people. That's how Beethoven died. Horrible stuff going on.
They say the lead pipes that was the Roman aqueduct system. Plus they had lead candy.
Yes, lead candy. That's right.
It was a sweetener in wine as well.
Beethoven chewed on his cup. Literally took bites out of it and chewed it and then put it back together again. And when he got sick with lead poisoning, his doctor told him to soak in the bath, and he had a very expensive bathtub that was lined with lead. And so he would lie in his bathtub and chew on his cup. Yeah, horrible death. So this has been a wonderful time. It's not a very good note to end on. This is a very, very wonderful time to be together. We've gotten through all the Proverbs. Everybody say a big hurrah for yourself. That's a fantastic, not a whole lot of Bible studies do Proverbs or make it. A lot of them I know I've talked to some other clergy who said, oh yeah, we started that, but we ended it pretty quickly. We go through like 3 verses for 3 chapters and that was all. So you guys really have persevered. That's really, really wonderful. So, as it is our custom and our way of doing things, we are going to get together next Thursday night, not to study the Bible, but to decide on what Bible part we're going to study. So if we come together.
I'm not making a joke about the Psalms. When I was doing Sunday school, I decided to teach little darlings the Bible. So I would read the chunk, all the books of Moses to find the best stories, all the Kings and Chronicles to find the best. Oh my God. And I read the Psalms like that, which there's 150 of them. And what is it? 70 something is the short one is only 2 or 3 verses. And then there's, I think, 109 or something that has more than 100.
119.
Yep,
119. There you go. But they're really interesting, especially taken as a chunk. Moses, if you read the books of Moses really fast, Moses was a whiner. David was a whiner. I mean, he hung to God, but oh God, they that, my bones, my muscles, my and a few of them have historical context. This was when David ate the showbread and a lot of them, who knows, it was yet another encounter with either Saul or the Philistines or something. But and there they also have these weird literary things. They're ABC Psalms. It's really some fun stuff. It is 150.
150. So we already have one a preview for you guys. We have Psalms have been thrown into the hat for consideration.
That's my consideration.
So if you have what you want to throw one in right now, or you can wait till next week and we'll get together and decide what we want to look at. And maybe we'll get a few other folks along the way that might want to join us for to decide the next way to go.
Jay, pick one.
Romans.
Romans.
Ooh,
Romans be interesting. I was thinking, I was thinking Ecclesiastes, but I'm not sure why. The only reason is because turn comes from there.
Oh, Ecclesiastes is the depressed old man.
Oh,
I'm old. Let me tell you, son. Someday you'll be old.
Yes. All right, so we got Romans and Psalms. So
And
take
Ecclesiastes.
Ecclesiastes. So take the week and say your prayers. Pray about it. Which one you would like to do, and then and if something else comes to you, and we're gonna throw another one in the pot, then we'll look at another one. But we'll figure it out for next week, and then head on off that direction.
Have we
Okay.
done Romans ever?
a long time ago, back when we were doing it with Bob Miller.
Been a while. I think I did Romans the second year I was at Creator. So it's been a little while.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
Well, I think you remember there was one of the Lenten series where we were starting to do some kind of Bible study, and we wound up in a group with Bob Miller and Nolan, and
Yeah.
and then we just kept on doing a Bible study in our living room and it lasted for 4 or 5 years, I guess.
Oh, that was on.
Without stop. I don't think we've ever had a break.
Oh,
That was
Yeah, we
Romans
started
that
out
you
with
guys were doing?
heresies.
Okay. That sounds like Bob doing Romans.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was Genesis and heresies.
Mhm.
And boy, those Mesopotamian people,
Yeah.
boy, did they have stuff.
Yeah. All right, very good. I hope everybody has a wonderful night. John, as I said last week, great to have you on board. Didn't get your brothers tonight?
No, next week. Next week.
Tell them we missed them. Tell them, tell them, or they give you the absentee vote. You can give them
I will.
a word, tell them that they are allowed to vote.
Which brother
and they
is thinking of coming, Grandin or William?
Grandin. And actually, we brought up Bob Miller. Do y'all know where he is or what he's doing?
Oh, no.
Okay, never mind. I think William asked me about him in the text message. Grandin's probably going to vote for Romans, but I'll ask him anyway.
Okay. All right.
Hey, did you go to old ODU?
Yes, ma'am, for my master's degree.
Ah, filibuster. Philip went to ODU.
No, Robert. Oh yeah, no, it's
Yeah,
Philip.
Philip's ODU,
Philip's
Robert's
ODU.
Tech.
Nice,
get me
nice.
confused.
One of them. All right, guys. This was great as always. Best night of the week. Hope to see you on Sunday and pray about next Thursday night. We'll see where God's leading us.
All right, see you later.
Okay.
Have a wonderful night. Sleep
Night.
well.
Thank you.
Night.